Okay, on Christmas Eve, what is the message today? Well, the first card I had coming out is the triangle. Okay, second card is faith. And third card is caution. Caution. So the way that I'm reading this is, are you a person of faith? Okay. Triangle, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Okay. Now, is your faith coming from realistic things? Or, and if it is, if it's based in Father, Son, Holy Ghost, or if it's based in, spirit, the goodness, the way that things manifest out in the world, and you've got the triangle going this way, you got a nice firm base going, okay, then things are good. You've got a good, on this rock I will build my church, okay, you've got something substantial. Now, if you are listening to these deep state conspiracies, you may be following it, thinking that you're in a path of faith, but you've got it turned on its ear. So now you've got the triangle going this way, and it's got no stability, okay? You're trying to, rather than having a nice flat thing, you're trying to balance it on this point, which has no stability. No stability at all. And with that, you need to use caution because, again, you get in those deep state conspiracies and things, and it's going to bite you. It's not a faith that you can count on, okay? It's not a faith. And you've gone from having a nice firm foundation like this to having things upside down, precarious, and everything in your life is going to be precarious because you've given up a firm foundation for, for something that's not valid, okay? And you've entered the waters where really you're facing a lot of difficulties. Okay, so this is a time, during this to look at your faith. What is your faith based on? Where is it? Is it something that's giving you stability? Or is it something that's making your life feel unstable, insecure? Are you with a faith church that preaches the goodness of mankind, positivity, or is it one that's fear-based? Okay, caution, fear-based. There are a lot of fear-based churches out there. A lot of fear-based. Okay, be afraid of the devil. The devil's coming after you. Every second, it's fear, it's fear, it's fear, it's fear. Rather than what Christ taught, which was a solid base, what he said, have no fear. Have no fear. He would tell them, life is eternal, have no fear. So look at your faith. Are you following one that's based in goodness? The one that's based in, the higher things, you got a stable base and you focus on the higher things, okay? Or is your faith one of these that's fear-based? It's throwing you off center, and it's something that now you have to use caution at every turn, okay? if it's not bringing you peace, then it's not freeing. Then you're under some bonds of restriction. I'm just getting a picture of the devil with being tied. Okay, if it's not freeing, if it's not stable, then you are tied to these misinformation, spin, lies, deceit. Okay, and that's what you see here now. The ones that were following Trump, all these evangelical churches, evil angels. It's right there in the name. The evil angel churches, those, and the Bible talks about this, that in the last days, in these days here, that you will have these dark angels posing as light, and they will exchange lies, the truth for lies. Okay? They will be running and exchanging the truth for lies. Okay? You'll be in a minefield of these stinging jellyfish man-of-wars that are fighting against everything. Okay? Basically man-of-wars. Okay? So during this time of Christmas is a time that should be solidifying your faith in the truth of what Christ came to speak of, which was freedom. He came to reform Judaism. He came to get rid of these, this faith that was all in cautions, rules, regulation, laws, and it came to, basically streamline faith and get rid of these things that men had put in as all these restrictions, okay? So it's, rather than having a letter of the law faith, you had a spirit of the law faith, the spirit of the law, which is, loving others, treating others as you would have others treat you, have compassion, have love, rather than these, and this is what the evil angel churches like to do. They like to keep going back to the Old Testament of stoning people. You need to be stoned. You need to be burned at the stake. I get these ones like this all the time, these good Christians that tell you Tarot is evil, you're going to hell, you need to be burned at a stake, you need to, all this stuff, you're a witch, these are these good Christians which haven't heard the message of Christ at all. Okay? So again, he came to fulfill the letter of the law. So let's look at that. What's it mean, fulfill the letter of the law? If you follow these things and you are compassionate, love, you treat others like you want to be treated, then you'll be doing the right things, because God judges the hearts and the minds. He judges what's behind the actions. Okay? Are you doing an action out of the goodness of your heart, or are you doing it out of hate and reprisal and whatever? Okay? So it's not just the actions that are judged, it's the intent behind the actions. You get these mafia people in the Catholic Church, and they think if they give a lot of money to these charities that they bought their freedom. God's going to tell them how great they are. Meanwhile, they've been committing murders and prostitution and all these other things they've got going. But no, you can't get away from it. God knows the intent why you're giving. Okay? What is the intent behind it? You're giving money as an intent to create a shield for yourself. Forget it. It's not going to work, okay? So what is the reason that you're doing it? Is it to look good? Or is it you're really giving out of compassion and love and care for others? Okay? So that's the message for today. The triangle. The triangle. And which way is your triangle? Okay? Is it on a stable base where you've heard the message of Christ or Buddha or whatever it is of your religious faith that's created a nice stable place for you to be? Or has it been upended into a fear-based thing that's forever wobbling and has no stability anywhere? Okay? So something to look at today during this time of Christmas Eve. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. Much love and light to everyone, and I will see you online. Have a blessed Christmas, everyone.